Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And one of the things that I had in comments, and I had it quite a few times, of people talking about Windows 11 and how they've seen people saying, well, I went back to Windows 10 because Windows 11 was too complicated to use. And this comes back often as a comment of, well, I don't understand why they find it more complicated when it's really not that much different. And, this goes back to every operating system. I've, as a tech guy, there were operating systems that were out, and a great example. One of the biggest migrations from Windows that I've had to go through, there were two big migrations to Windows that I went through as I did my tech guy duties. The first one is when I started, the big migration was mostly Windows 98 to Windows XP. That was a big one, and people hated Windows XP. And, people have a short memory, but when Windows XP came out, people hated Windows XP. They didn't understand why it was incompatible with so many things. We talk about compatibility today. Windows XP was incompatible with a lot of hardware. It was a different architecture, and unless new drivers were written, Windows 98 drivers were not compatible. And so a lot of printers and a lot of devices were left behind. And that created a big stir at the time. And the minimum requirement went up by a lot. And that also created a stir. Same thing as Windows 11. It's history repeating itself. But what I personally did not understand is that between Windows 98 and Windows XP, there really isn't that much difference. There really isn't that much difference. And yet, a lot of people call me up saying, I'm all lost now in Windows XP. I don't know where to get my stuff. Same thing, Windows XP to Windows 7. Everybody coming back to me saying, well, this is so complicated. Why did they change everything? And, I figured myself is what they changed what? It's almost the same visually. It just changed the colors and a little bit of here and there, but overall, there's not that much problem and that much difference. And, this is constant. There's always a set of users, a number of users, that just a little visual change creates a huge difference for them, and they feel lost. And they suddenly just don't know what to do. And that has happened a lot, and every time there's a new system, it happens. I don't know. I think it has to do with a lot of how we perceive the computer and the operating system. My tech guy duties, especially with, going to everyday regular folks using a computer, made me realize that we don't all have the ability to visualize what we do and what's happening in a computer. And when you do visualize it in your head, you have an advantage because you know what's happening and you know it's okay and you know how to do it. But when you can't visualize it, the people just don't grasp the notion. And I created two categories of users over time. One of them is users that are very difficult to adapt to any change, and users that just have it and know that whatever you're going to put in front of them, they're going to be able to use it. And that's why I created one philosophy when I started doing my tech duties is I'm not here to change your habits. I'm here to help you with what you have and what you do. Too many tech guys want to change everything, and that's a very bad idea. You do not change the habits. And you are not there to actually tell people this is how things are happening and you should do it. Believe me. You are there to, okay, so you're doing stuff that way. Here's how we're going to deal with that. That's the good approach to a tech guy. If you want to impose your own rules, you're not a good tech guy. That's not the way it works. Somebody uses Firefox and you love Chrome, you're not there to change Firefox to Chrome. You're not there to convince them to change to Chrome. You're there to help them with Firefox. That is the basics of a good tech guy. Help the person with what they have, unless it is unreasonable. If they are still using Internet Explorer, things don't work right on the web, it's time to explain to them, yes, okay, now you got to move to some other browser. But overall, there's always a subset of users that are just lost. And every time there's a new system, and they don't like having new systems for that reason. So they're going to stay as long as they can on the one that they have. And that's the way it is. And I know it's tough to understand for some people that get it much more easily than others. But I think it's all has to do mostly with the way our brains are wired. For some, it's easier than others, and that will always be the case, and that's for everything in life, anyways. But it's just a change. Change of the taskbar, the way the start menu is, and all of that is already too much for some users. It's like, okay, I don't understand anything here. I don't know where I am and what I'm doing. It depends on everybody. It's not everybody that's there. Not everybody understands that. Somebody that's a very simple thing. Somebody that's used to clicking that start menu, having all their folders on the left side that they can go to, like on Windows 7, where you could have access, or even Windows 10, you could have access and pin your folders and go directly to where you wanted. Well, losing that when you look at the start menu in Windows 11, it's a big change. You got to, okay, where do I go now? That's something that could be a big change for some people. And so that's why most people prefer staying on their operating systems. For the majority of people, a lot of them don't even know Windows 11 exists still. And for the majority of people that are very, basic users of PCs, they don't care. They don't care. They want to be on whatever they have, and it works. And that's the important thing for them. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.